When you manage cloud resources in Azure, you need structure. You can't just drop virtual machines, databases, and apps all over the place without organizing them. That's where Azure's management infrastructure comes in. Azure provides a hierarchical structure that helps you govern, organize, and control access to your resources, all the way from your Azure account down to your resource groups. Let's break it down from top to bottom so you see how everything fits together. At the very top, you start with an Azure account. This is typically a Microsoft account like Outlook.com or a Microsoft Entra ID user from your organization. Your Azure account is what you use to sign into the Azure portal, and it acts as the identity anchor for everything else. Think of this as your entry point into the Azure ecosystem. You need it before you can access subscriptions or deploy resources. If your organization has multiple Azure subscriptions, you can use management groups to bring them under a single governance umbrella. Management groups allow you to apply policies, access controls, and compliance rules at scale, organize subscriptions into logical containers, ensure that governance is inherited. Any policy at the management group level flows down to child subscriptions. You will use management groups when you are managing multiple subscriptions in an enterprise and want centralized control. Each Azure subscription acts like a container for resources and is tied to billing. When you deploy services, Azure tracks usage at the subscription level and bills accordingly. Subscriptions help you segment workloads, separate environments by team, business unit, or customer, assign different budgets and access permissions. You can also associate a subscription with a single Entra ID tenant, which defines who can access it and what roles they have via Azure role-based access control. Inside a subscription, you organize resources into resource groups. A resource group is a logical container for services that share the same lifecycle. For example, if you are building a web app, you might group together the web app service, the database, a storage account, monitoring resources. You'll use resource groups to deploy and manage related services as a unit. Apply tags, RBAC, and policies to a group of resources. Clean up easily, delete a resource group, and all its contents go with it. How they all connect? Let's connect the dots. You start with a Microsoft or Entra ID account to sign in. That account may have access to one or more subscriptions. If you are in a larger organization, those subscriptions may be grouped under management groups. Inside each subscription, you organize your resources into resource groups. This structure isn't just for tidiness, it enables centralized governance using policies and blueprints. Scalable access control using Azure RBAC at multiple scopes. Clear billing and cost management by subscription. Organize operations by grouping resources logically. It helps you scale your cloud strategy responsibly, whether you're a solo developer or part of a multinational enterprise. So, what's your key takeaway? Your Azure account is your cloud identity. It grants you access. Management groups are optional but powerful for enterprise governance. Subscriptions define billing boundaries and access scopes. Resource groups let you organize and manage related services. Each level inherits control and policy from the one above it. When you understand how Azure's management structure works, you don't just use the cloud, you control it with precision. You will design environments that are secure, scalable, and easy to manage. Whether you're deploying one app or managing global workloads, this structure is your blueprint for success.